Alright guys, so here's my second video. This is going to be about my face and how I do my foundation, bronzer, blush, everything. I know it looks kind of silly because I have some eye makeup on right now, but if you have already watched my first eye makeup video, you see that I like to do my eyes first and then my foundation and everything, so that way it's easier if I get any eyeshadow or anything on my face to clean up before putting foundation on. So anyways, let's go ahead and get the face started. I like, just like my eyeshadow, like to use a primer. Using a primer underneath your foundation is going to help it last all day long. It's going to help it apply smoother, more flawlessly. And another thing that's important when it comes to the way your foundation looks when you apply it is making sure you have a skincare routine. Make sure you are moisturizing every night and morning after washing your face. Make sure you're exfoliating, especially during the winter months when everyone's skin gets dry. If you have an oilier face, you could probably sometimes skip the exfoliating, but I know that I have a dry face, so I get patchy along my nose and my chin and my cheeks, and so I like to exfoliate so that way there's no scaliness or flakiness going on when I apply my foundation. So, and make sure you're getting plenty of water as well. Drinking 64 ounces of water or more is very, very important when it comes to the health of your skin. So let's go ahead and get started. I like to use a primer. This is MAC, and I know it's more high-end primer. You can find other primers at the drugstore. I'll link some down below on the video, or list some for you that you can find in the drugstore, but I didn't want to go out and buy another one since I already had this one. So let's go ahead and start. All you need is one pump, not very much, and you just go ahead. I like to put it right here on my cheeks, on my chin, nose, and forehead. You don't have to put it all over your face, just in the parts of your face where your makeup tends to wear off a little easier, may not be as smooth. The pores maybe are a little bit more enlarged. Press, just kind of pat that into your face. This will help fill in those pores as well. Okay. And next after that, I'm going to take my foundation. Today I'm using L'Oreal True Match LUMI. I love this foundation from the drugstore. It helps your face glow and look healthy. If you don't like a dewy looking face, maybe you want more of a matte look, they do have just a regular True Match, and it doesn't have the healthy glow factor to it. And there are also some other stuff like Rimmel, I think, has some mattifying foundations you could try. Um, but what I do is I put a couple of pumps on my hand, and I take a flat kabuki brush. You can find these at Walmart, anywhere, any makeup store, drugstore. They're a little bit more dense. Using these type of brushes are super important when it comes to a flawless application because it's going to buff everything out, make everything seamless. If you're using your fingers, you're likely to have finger strokes. I don't really care for the traditional foundation brushes that are kind of skinny and wide. They leave too many brush strokes for me. With this, you just get a flawless, smooth application. So go ahead and stipple that in a patting motion on your face, all over. And this may look like it's a little dark for my face, because it's not really showing up that way on camera. But it matches the rest of my body, and that's important, is um, you want your foundation to match your neck especially, so that way you don't have, you know, different colored skin tones. So go ahead and just pat that all over. Make sure you go down on your neck and below your chin. This is going to keep you from having those makeup lines that no one wants. Okay, and just go ahead and pat. And then now in a circular motion, buff out. And just do this as long as you feel like you need to until you achieve the look that you want. Just be patient. Um, Honestly, I've noticed that using these type of brushes has cut my foundation applying time way down because I don't feel like I'm having to go back and add as much product. It controls the amount of product that I have on my face. I feel like my face isn't super cakey. Um, and it gives me like just kind of a second skin looking feel. Okay. Just keep going. All right. So there you go. Next, we're going to move on to concealer. You always want to make sure, excuse my computer's making noises. You always want to make sure that you apply all of your liquid and cream products on your face before you put any powder on. So never apply a wet makeup product over something that you've already powdered down. So instead of, as well with concealer, I'm going to use the same one I use to prime my eyes. It's the L'Oreal True Match. I have W1, 2, and 3. I like to use warm colors because it helps cancel out those dark circles that I get underneath my eyes. Now I draw a triangle shape. I know this looks weird and it's going to look like I have some type of tribal writing on my face. But bringing your concealer down onto your top of your cheeks is going to help highlight underneath and just brighten the entire face. A great motto that I've heard from other makeup gurus or whatever is your face is like a canvas. If you want something to disappear or look smaller, you shade it. So put bronzer or whatever on it. If you want it to pop out, put something like highlighter or concealer on it. I go down my nose and up on my forehead, make a little tree looking thing. Now you don't have to get as crazy as I do with this, guys. You can just go under your eyes and that's fine. But just make sure that you are bringing that concealer down a little bit here. Okay. Now I go in. This is a unique looking kabuki. Look, I look like I've got some tribal writing on my face. This is a unique kabuki brush. It's kind of pointed and round all the way around. And it's really dense. It's kind of hard to find this type of brush. You could find one at Target and they're a little bit smaller, but you can use a smaller brush like one of these, like a blending brush or whatever. Just make sure they're somewhat dense and you can blend out. But I just go underneath there and blend out. The reason why I don't use my fingers is because it tends to wipe away a lot of the product. What's great about brushes is they do take away some of the product, but not enough to for it to completely disappear and look patchy, but just enough to where you don't look cakey. Just blend it out until you feel satisfied with it. I always get the concealer on my lip. So just go back and wipe it off if it makes you uncomfortable. And that just brightens up your whole under eye area, gets rid of those dark circles, makes you look wide awake. Okay? And now, before using your bronzer to contour, you can go ahead and go in and set your makeup with some type of powder. Especially if you're oily, go ahead and use like a matte powder if you want that matte look. This is the Rimmel Stay Matte pressed powder. I don't use this every day unless my face is a little bit oily. The only place I usually tend to get oily is in my T-zone. So I'm going to go ahead and press that in. So along here. Okay. And then I go in, it's BareMinerals Well Rested. You can use that translucent powder we just used. I like to use this because it brightens my under eye up even more. It's kind of a yellow based powder. And I get really bad dark circles. It's probably the Indian in my blood. And I get that under my eyes. So I like to go in with a brightening powder and brighten it up. But you always want to set your concealer with a powder that's going to keep it from creasing and moving around underneath your eye throughout the day. And you don't want to get too much powder on here, just a little bit. I just swirl and tap and just dab it in there. Don't swipe, just dab. And this is going to keep it from looking cakey because no one wants a cakey looking face. Okay, there's that. And now what we're going to do is called contouring. I'm not going to get too crazy with this one. Sometimes if I want a dramatic look, I'll go in with a really deep dramatic contour. But today we're just going to keep it kind of simple for a fresh everyday face. Here's just a regular, it looks like a small blush brush. You can use one of those. If you don't even want to get that defined, you can use one of the bigger fluffy brushes. But I just like to make my cheekbones stand out even more. So just go ahead and tap it in. I'm using that same bronzer I used on my eyes from the last video. Take Ticket to Brazil. Just go in, and if you suck your face in, you can see this line from my mouth up to my ear. That's where you want your bronzer to go. Right there. And just swipe and then swirl. Don't get too crazy with this. Be a little light-handed. You don't want to get way too much bronzer on. It's going to make you look super fake, and it's going to, you're going to definitely have an over-bronzed look. Now, if you like that look, go for it. Put on the bronzer. But for me, I just like enough to warm my face up. It looks kind of more dramatic on the camera, but, and just blend out, blend, blend, blend. And that is the key to makeup, period, is make sure you are blending. Okay? And now I like to take a little bit on my temples, up on my forehead, on my hairline. This is going to make your face appear skinnier as well. Give you dynamics, shadows. Below your chin. See, it's going to really chisel the face. And then I like to take the fluffier brush and go down on my neck. Okay. And then this is such a great tip that I've seen and learned about over the internet, is contouring your nose. This is like a nose job without paying all the money. So you take that bronzer and you take like a small little brush and you just line the outside of your nose very gently. You don't want to get too crazy with this or it'll look like you have a really harsh line. This is going to make your nose appear skinnier. This is great for pictures, especially like prom or wedding. If you have like an uneven nose, putting more on one side is going to create a shadow on that side that maybe sticks out more than the other, and it's going to make it just everything look even. Okay, and now we're going to go in with blush. I like to use these angled blush brushes, but you can use just a regular blush brush, it doesn't matter. You want to always put your blush on after your bronzer because your blush will tend to get lost in your bronzer. So just put it right on your cheeks, follow your natural cheek line. And really go, you don't want to go like this, really go in like swirling motions, circle motions. And just blend, blend, blend. I like a little bit more blush because I just like that healthy pink glow. You don't have to even put blush on if you don't like it or if you don't feel like you need it. But I like it. So, especially if you're taking pictures, blush is pretty important. Okay. And I'm going to blend out on my nose a little bit more. Just blend it down. Okay. And next we're going to do highlighter. Now highlighters are to add a natural healthy glow to your face. It's going to help those cheekbones pop out at you, make the illusion of a skinnier nose. It just overall, it's a miracle worker. It makes all the difference in the world. I'm going to use this lightest bronzer from Wet n Wild again. It's called Reserve Your Cabana. This is a really light bronzer, so I'm guessing it was meant for a highlight, but they're going to call it a bronzer. See, I don't know whose skin that would bronze, but go ahead and take any brush really. I have this little tiered brush I like to use. Just swipe that on there. Don't get too crazy with this. You don't want a really sparkly highlight either, unless that's the look you're going for. I like one that has just got small shimmer in it, just to add a glow to your face. And just pop it right on top of your blush along that cheekbone. And this is, like I said, is just going to reflect the light a little bit, add a glow, that healthy look to your face, and make your cheekbones pop. Go ahead on the other side. Just follow that. Along the bridge of your nose. That's where I like to be. On your Cupid's bow. This adds a pout to your lips. Okay? And you can even take a little bit up on your forehead if you want it. I almost forgot. For a poutier lip look, highlight on the top of your Cupid's bow, and then you want to bronze right under here. It's just going to help your lips project and look like a lip job without spending the money again. So go ahead and take that little brush you used to contour your nose. Just tap it in. Just swipe it right here. Do you see that? All right. So now I'm going to go ahead and go back and film the rest of my eyes, and then after I'm finished, I will come back and have a little chat with you all. Thanks. Okay guys, so that concludes the face part of my videos. I just wanted to take a second to thank you so much again for encouraging me and supporting me in starting these videos. And if you want to see more, please let me know. Let me know what kind of looks you want to do. And please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. That'll keep you updated on when I'm uploading more looks or whatever. I know prom is right around the corner, so if any of you girls want me to upload some prom looks for you, if you don't want to take the time to have someone else come do it, just let me know. I'll go ahead and upload. I might upload them anyways. But thank you again, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks, guys. Bye.